morning, saints of God. Welcome to Abundant Living Today. Today we have our third episode that we're going to come to you with as we talk about the subject of living an abundant life. Are you living an abundant life? And we begin this series with an overview of all the different ways in which abundance can manifest in our lives. We talked about last week financial abundance. We talked about this week, we're going to be speaking about living a more physically abundant life. And I was thinking about doing the physical and emotional abundant life in one episode, but I think we're going to separate those because I want to be able to focus on each of those areas of life separately. So I'm glad you're tuned in with us today as we discuss, are you living a more physically abundant life? And in physical, we're going to be talking about our natural bodies and our mind in some areas. So you'll see that this will lead over into the emotional abundance also. So let's talk about the physical abundant life. Health, physical health. One of the ways that we can make sure that we are living a more physically abundant life is, take note of these points. Number one, a good nutritious diet. A nutritious diet. Some people may say healthy eating. We'll talk a little bit about what that means. Number two, proper rest and sleep. It's important to get proper rest and sleep. Most studies suggest that you should get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep each day. And the third way we can maintain our physical abundance is exercise and activities. Staying in motion, keep moving. So these are some of the ways that we're going to talk about today in which you can live a more physically abundant life. So let's begin with the first point that we mentioned today, and that is a nutritious diet. It's very important, saints. One of the little posters we had in our primary school years, may have been second or third grade, where they had a poster on the wall that says, "You are what you eat." And at that time, it talked about the four main food groups. I think since that time, it has been adjusted to accommodate other areas. But that always stuck with me. It had pictures of fruit and vegetables, meat, milk and dairy. I think it might have had a starch or something like that in the mix. But the bottom line is, God is concerned about our physical health. He made us in the beginning, of course, to live forever. He gave us certain dietary laws in the Old Testament for the Hebrews to live by, which are helpful for us today, even to this day. So we know that our physical bodies, since the fall in the garden, which is from the time that Adam and Eve sinned against God by disobeying God's word, two ways, by doing what he said not to do, which was eating from the tree that was in the middle of the garden, which Satan tempted them to eat, saying that it will make them wise. As one of the consequences of their disobedience or sin, death started to take place in the life of humanity. Prior to that, based on all indications otherwise, men would have lived forever, even in a physical sense. But because the decay of our physical bodies began then, we have to now do things to maintain a good quality physical life as we age and as we mature. Now the key is not to wait until you age or mature to start putting things into place, but this is important to start as early as possible, because certain things just build up over time when it comes to our physical health and our physical abundance. If we eat a lot of fatty meats in our younger years and mid years, then that accumulation of fat and cholesterol will start to take effect on you in your latter years of life. So the sooner we begin to eat a nutritious meal, Definitely fruits and vegetables should be a part of that. Some people may be vegetarians, but you certainly have to get some protein from some source. If you're eating meat, you want to eat lean meat, as little fat as possible. You want to make sure your food is cooked thoroughly to help get out some of the impurities that may be in your food. Proper temperature as you prepare your foods. You want to have a good blend of greens and vegetables and things like that to also supplement your physical life. You see, we can pray and we can seek God about health, healing, but we also must take into effect our part in maintaining and improving our health. And proper nutritious diet is one way that we can do that. A second thing that I mentioned to you is proper sleep. Make sure you get at least 6 to 8 hours. By most studies suggest that our bodies need that for whatever reason. I don't understand it, and I don't think anybody does understand it fully. But most of us can tell that if we go without sleep for a consistent period of time, our bodies and our minds simply do not function up to optimum level. So whatever you need to do to help you to get into sleep, some people may put on soothing music, some people may pray and meditate before they prepare themselves for bed, some people drink hot tea. Whatever it takes for you to get yourself into a place where you can quiet yourself and prepare yourself for a good night's sleep. Some people put on soft music or sounds of nature. If that's what helps you to get into a peaceful mode for a good night's rest, then by all means, take advantage of those things if they work for you. Also, we want to be sure we keep ourselves as free as possible from stress. If you have things on your mind, you may have had an argument or a bad situation at work, or you're worried about something that's supposed to take place the next day, or an important meeting or something to that effect. It's very good, again, maybe to just take time, 10, 15 minutes before you prepare yourself for bed, to go through all those things in your mind, to decompress, to have your mind as clear as possible. Maybe put a meditative message on or something that can help soothe you, and some positive affirmations may help get you into a restful mode where your heart and mind can be clear so that you can rest and have a good night's sleep. And the third thing we mentioned today is physical exercise, keeping our bodies in motion. Our bodies were made to move. So the more we move, the more we give the body what it needs, and we allow it to do what it was designed to do. Whether that's taking a long walk, whether that's playing golf, some sporting activity, running, whatever it is that can help you to keep your body in motion. Some people may have gym memberships and they lift weights and do cardio, bicycle riding, things like that, to help to get our bodies in motion in order to keep them maintained at a good and proper level. Stretching, strength, and endurance. So we want to be sure that we cover all those areas, and we talk about our physical exercise. We want to have strength, endurance, and flexibility in our bodies. So you want to do a little bit of things that will help you with your strength, things that will help you with your flexibility, and you want to do some things that will help you with endurance. So hopefully these will be some things that we will implement in our lives as we understand this living life abundantly in a more broad sense. We're looking at the different areas in which we need to address or pay attention to in order for us to have that life and have that life more abundantly. As I state with you from our beginning of this series, 3 John 2, where the writer wrote, "Beloved, I pray above all things that you will prosper, that you will be in good health as your soul prosper." So I pray that you will implement these areas in your life, pay attention to these areas of your life so that you can continue to improve and enjoy abundant living today. God bless and prosper you today and every day. Good day.